Warning, this video is intended for adults age 21 and over and is strictly for educational and entertainment purposes only. We do not promote the sale, use, or underage consumption of tobacco or any regulated products. All cigars featured in this video are legally purchased and consumed by adults in a legal setting. Viewer discretion is advised. If you are not of legal age to view content related to tobacco in your jurisdiction, please exit this video now. Enjoy the show. Needone cigar humidifier. Cigar humidifier is the Needone, baby. And we're going to talk about it today. I'm going to come on in here. I'm going to get some of the details on this bad boy. I got my handy dandy device here. And let's see what we can find out about it. The Needone. It's got a pretty different shape too. I'm going to get my tape measure out. Let's see what we can find out, family. Y'all hang on.
Holes 350, it's no small feat. A treasure chest where leaf and flame meet. Spanish shells, drawers so divine. Upgraded control keeps them in line. Precise humidity, heating and cold. A story of luxury slowly unfolds. Needone, guardian of my smoke, keeps my cigars from going broke. Aging them to perfection's grace.
Cigar smoking family, it's your boy Lee Mac 912, and I'm here today with the Needone 48-liter humidor. It's supposed to hold 48. Yeah, if it only holds 48 cigars, Lee Mac 912, we got a problem. It's supposed to hold 350 cigars. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to take a look at some of the features of this bad boy. I'm going to tell you some of the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, this cigar humidor box is a little bit different in size than other ones that I normally have had around. So, just to compare, hang on. Y'all remember that one? It's the Babu baby. So you see the size is a lot skinnier and taller. This one is more of a square. So, all right, let's see. The dimensions on this unit. Let's take a look at the dimensions. It is 17 inches wide, 20 inches high to the wall. It's flat across the back, about 19 to the front. Spanish cedar drawers. One thing that's very nice about it, you'll see that light that's on there, right? That's very nice. Look at that. Beautiful light, right? And I'm going to come in closer because y'all need to look at the humidor. You certainly don't need to look at me. Now, let me tell you why this is so nice, what I like about it. Anyway, I'm like a kid with toys, right? See where the lights are? It's LED strips on the door. And it's also got a blue light up in the top. So you have a puck light and you've got a light in the door. So that does two things for you. I'm trying to turn it off. So when you turn it on, and the door is closed, I can now not only just see what's on the top shelf, I can see all the way down through my humidor, which is a beautiful thing. That's always been the problem. That I'm glad that Needone took the advice of many people who have purchased some of the other products in the past from that are other competitors, and Needone that just had a puck light in the top. That was a pain in the butt. So now we've got a beautiful light that when I open the door, bang, I can see still down through my humidor. Very nice. This one comes with one shelf and one drawer. Now, I will say that I'm not real happy with the way these drawers fit in the in the slots, and I think to me the drawers feel a little thin. It is Spanish cedar, but so it's a little thin. This one is nice. It comes with a divider, and it has another divider with a slot, so that if you decide that you want to cut that into 4, you can cut that into 4. But what makes it so difficult for me is this. They don't seem to be made for this humidor, but they probably are, but they just don't slide in so well. Now that one's tight, this one is loose. If I want to put this up here, it's in there, but I'm never really sure how secure it is. But anyway, there you go. It's got a drawer and see now, look, I missed it. See how I missed it? That's something they need to work on. And this is all the way back, and it feels like it's not. It feels like it's not where it's supposed to go, but that could be a small thing, I guess. It still makes me feel like that it's not quite. I don't know. I'm still looking at it like maybe I did something wrong. All right, so that's part of the ugly. We had a good, we had an ugly, we had a good and a bad. It's not necessarily ugly. Now, let me just take this drawer out so you can see what's going on the bottom. This unit has got heating, it's got cooling, it's got a humidification system, which is different than I've seen in the past and I'm kind of liking. In these other units that we have, generally they dehumidify, and it has a little tray in the back where if it has excess water, it'll drop that water into the tray, which is outside of your unit. This unit, what it does is, it has a drawer in the bottom, which you put your distilled water in, and as it needs to pull in more humidity, it'll turn the fan on. There is a fan here and a temperature probe. It'll turn the fan on and it'll suck humidity into the humidor from the water that's in the drawer. If it gets excess humidity, it dumps the humidity back into the drawer. Now, how well that works, I'm not really sure. It should work very well. We've got the paper doohickey there, which is going to help spread the humidity. Now, what I don't necessarily care for is this drawer, and I did write to them and ask them about that. You see how that's got slats on there? It looks like that's supposed to go into a slot somewhere and sit up on the top of the bottom of the humidor. But it's nothing. It's just there. And unless there's something missing on mine, I can't figure it out. I've gotten the flashlight out. I've looked underneath here. I tried to see, am I putting it in the wrong way? I don't know. I'm waiting for an answer back from the company, so we'll see about that. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna pour a little bit of distilled water in here. We're gonna let this run for a while. To me, this looks like an accident waiting to happen because, I don't know, it's just there. And maybe this is very similar to some of the commercial units, like the commercial unit we have in the lounge. Has a similar setup, but I don't know. Loose water like here, that just to me seems to be maybe a problem. So I would never fill that all the way up myself. It has a window in the front so you can see how much water is in there. So all right, here we go. Looks like there's some things that I didn't understand. So y'all hang on, I'm gonna tell you about some of the things that I didn't get to mention. Hush up, y'all. This unit has what they call their humidity control function. It's a little different than I've seen on any other humidor. You know, I was complaining about the water being in the bottom of the humidor and staying there. Well, that ain't quite how it works. So here's what it does. The cigar cabinet not only maintains a constant temperature, but also ensures a stable humidity level. So here's what you do. On the first time when you set it up, you set the desired humidity level, add some water in the bottom, and wait about 1 or 2 hours, and the cabinet gets up to that preset level. And it will maintain that without you having to add any more water. So you can actually take that water out if you need to. If you want to adjust the humidity, just repeat the initial steps. And that's it. So you don't have to keep adding more water to the system. There's no need to continually add water. Now that's a good thing. We just got to get the shape of this box together. Pretty simple controls. We control one is temperature, one is the humidity. So that's the humidity. We'll go it's down 59. So let's see, it'll go up to 72, which is good. I don't really want anything much more than 72. And then we also have on the other side our temperature. So if we click it again, we have temperature. It'll go down to 60 up to 75. All right, so right now I'm gonna see if I can kick the humidity up on this bad boy a little bit. It's at 72. I don't want it to be 72. Let's set it at 70, all right? A lot of people like 70. We're gonna set it at 70. But lean back 912, how many cigars can I get into this unit? One of the things I was surprised about also was that it only came with one shelf. In fact, I looked to see. I thought maybe there was a shelf missing. Seems like this needs to have 2 shelves. I don't know. Seems a little short with just one shelf. But hang on. Let me go check something out. All right. I had a couple of extra shelves from a unit that I trashed, but they're not quite big enough. But I could probably create another shelf if I had to. If I did a little bit of craftiness, I could put another shelf in there, make this work. But in my opinion, that's the way it should look. You should have a shelf here, and a drawer. It actually would be even better if you had 2 drawers and 1 shelf, or the option of 2 drawers and 1 shelf. 48 liters. I don't know, family. Now, the way that this is set up, we've got our water thing on the bottom. I don't know. Now, somebody else will have to tell me. I don't know. I've got a Cigar Oasis in another humidor that blows humidity from the bottom. I would be a little careful about what I put on that bottom shelf because the fan is right here. The fan is not in the back. The fan for the heating and cooling is here, but for the humidifier, it's in the bottom. I don't know, family. I don't know how I'm gonna get. I still feel like I'm missing the shelf out of the drawer, out of the box. All right, let's see what we can do. Let's try to load some cigars in here. Let's see what we can do. The best way we're gonna be able to get cigars in here is we're gonna have to stack boxes up here, put the shelf down here, boxes up top. With our shelf on the bottom, it gives us we got about 1 inch off of the bottom shelf, which is good because that allows the air to circulate around. Let's see what we can do. Now, one thing you might consider doing is like I do in all of my other electronic humidors. I get a big 320 gram Boveda, Boost, whoever pack, and I just throw it in there and I forget about all that water stuff. That's what I do, so that's an option, all right? But let's see what we can do here, family. We've got our drawer. See how that just fell out? See, it only goes halfway and then it falls, so it doesn't allow you to pull it further out. So that's an issue. This is a problem. Yeah, that drawer is an issue. Because I've got to pull it all the way out to look at what's inside. So I'm going to pull it all the way out here. And we're going to stick some cigars in there. Shout out to my brother Harry. Okay, so let's see what we get in here. And again, this drawer I think is also possibly an issue. So let's say we're gonna go sideways, we're gonna go Robusto size. You know, this almost feels like a unit that was designed by an engineer and not a cigar smoker. And I'm gonna tell you why in a second. I've got some, shout out to my brother Ricky Rodriguez. I got my Raisin brand. I've got my Mortal Coil cigars in here in the Raisin brand. I've got the Maestro del Tiempo in there. This is like an experiment. It's got the raisin spots on there. But anyway, this is a Toro size cigar. That's why I came in here to get these. Toro size. Just barely fits with the divider in there. So most people, their cigars are going to be Toros or Robusto. I'm not going to be able to do anything longer than a Toro or a Robusto with this in there. So that's not good. I'm going to show you something else that I think is not necessarily good. Size-wise, right? Now that comes out, okay. All right, so this comes out, that's good. Now but can I go this way? So this comes out. See, I need to be able to slide it this way so that I can put my longer cigars in this drawer. All I've got is the option of, all right, let's see, hold on. This one will go in here. I take that back, family. There we go. So I think this is a better division of space, a better way to divide up the labor. I can put these, if you got anything longer than a Toro, this is a Toro here. Anything longer than that, it's just not gonna fit that way across, and I'm not gonna jam my cigars in there just to try to make them fit. But anyway, so there we go. So that goes that way. What I could do is I can put some of my Toros and some of my Robustos over there. I get these club packs. Shout out to the luxuries of the Lions, my nephew Ron Real. I can put some of my club packs in there. Alexander Brandon, there you go, brother. We got those Opus X that we got to light up one day. What year is that from? 2020? My brother is a big Opus X fan. So we can make that work. We can put a bunch of loose cigars in here as well. Got some stuff in here from my brother, Eric Espinosa. Shout out to my brother CK. Grand Habano in there from my brother CK that he gave me. So we got stuff like that. So we can fill up our drawer here and we can put in, see, look at me putting the drawer in sideways. I don't like the drawer. All right, family, so now let's see what we can do with the box. I don't know, family. We can rack and stack. Let me get some more boxes. I realized that this is a big box of cigars. So let's take out and put some more normal size stuff in here. All right, so we're gonna pull this out. And you can always rack and stack. So there we go. So that's kind of nice with that. If I had a big Jaguar box, I could sit that in there as well. Most of us have regular size, smaller boxes. The BG Meyer standard issue. Let's put that in there. probably put 2 more boxes up on top so I get 4 and 4, that's 8 boxes, but that's 8 boxes of 10 maybe. 8 boxes of 10 is 80. How many rows of Robustos can I put in here? 2 rows of Robustos. How high? 3 high. How many across? 3, 6 or 7. So let's give it 7, all right? 7 times 3 is 21. That's 42 on the side. 42 times 2, if we do both sides, that'll give me 84. 84 and 80 is not 350. So I'm not sure where you're going to get 350 in here. Part of the problem is this. We got wasted space. So there's wasted space on top of the drawer. All of this space down here is wasted because I've got my humidity drawer here. So where I would normally stack cigars on the bottom, all of this is wasted space inside my box. To me, like I said earlier, I feel like this box is a box that was designed by an engineer, not by a cigar smoker. $369, family, is $369. There's a 20% off code. They have a smaller unit, a 23-liter unit. The 20% off code is 20 McLean. 20 McLean. I'll put it down here in the video somewhere up there. Somewhere in the video I'm going to put it there, and I believe that is 20 McLean. But no, family, I am real happy with this one. I think it's very nice. It's got promise, but it needs a little bit of help. That's what I think. I think it needs a little bit of help, family. $369. 20 McLean. All right, the Amazon link will be in the bottom. That is good until November the 7th. And you can go to the Needone website as well, and the link is good until November the 26th. But I just want to check something here, family. Let me just look at the other unit. Let me look at the 23-liter unit is $215. It's got the same smart humidity and temperature control. It's supposed to hold 150 cigars. I don't know, for the money, family, it might be a better deal than this 48. That's just my opinion. But $369, you get yourself 20% off with my coupon, 37. 37 times 2 is 74. So it's going to be about $300, family. So there you go. The Needone, baby. Needone has done a great job in the past. I don't know, this one I'm feeling almost like it's a swing and a miss though, but I appreciate Needone for sending this over for me to review and take a look at. I sure wish they had called me before they decided what their final design was going to be with this. You need a cigar smoker on your team, Needone, and a cigar smoker will tell you what's good and what's bad about your units. The lighting, very good. The heating and cooling, very good. The two-way humidification, very good. Storage space, not so much. And again, part of the issue becomes when you add heating to these units, the price goes up. Most people don't need heating, so most people could just do with a little bit of cooling for most of the year. So anyway, that's it, family. Hey, listen, when you wake up in the morning, you got to tell yourself today is going to be another great day. Now I got to put all this stuff back away, but I'm glad that I opened up my one humidor and saw that I had some stuff growing in there, so I can address those issues right now before I put stuff away. So every once in a while, check out your cigars, family. And you know what? When you wake up and tell yourself in the morning it's going to be another great day, I should be talking to y'all. When you wake up in the morning and tell yourself it's going to be another great day, you got to remember that every single day is a great day no matter what happens. You got to tell that to your subconscious mind. Why? Because your subconscious mind doesn't know whether it's the truth or a lie, so it believes whatever you tell it. So It's another great day. It's something I've been doing every day for 16 years, and I continue to have great days. All right, family, we're going to see y'all next time. Peace.